This video will show you how to install Boost Auto Parts wireless phone charger into your 2021 or newer Suburban, Tahoe, or Yukon. This procedure applies to those vehicles with the power sliding console. If your vehicle does not have the power sliding console, please reference a separate Boost Auto Parts video. To get all the parts shown in this video, as well as other parts and accessories for your truck or SUV, check out our website at boostautoparts.com. Remove the passenger side lower console trim piece with a trim tool. Remove the passenger side upper trim piece. Securely grab the front passenger side lower console piece and pull it out. At the front of the passenger side lower console piece, there are a couple connectors held into it with some retention clips. Depress those clips and remove the connectors so that the piece can be completely removed. Securely pull on the passenger side rear lower console trim piece. In order to avoid scratching the console, it's best to have somebody help you in this step. Have that person pull the seat bolster as well as the seatbelt retention clip away so that there's enough clearance to remove the plastic piece and totally remove it. Remove the two T20 screws holding on this metal bracket. Move to the driver's side and remove the lower console trim piece. Release the driver's side upper trim piece. At the front of the driver's side trim, there's an access cover covering a bolt. Use a pick or a screwdriver to remove the access cover. Remove the 7mm bolt. Starting at the front, remove the driver's side front lower trim piece. Release the trim clips holding on the lower console plastic trim, then remove it entirely using somebody to help pull away on the seat bolster and seatbelt retaining clip. Remove the two T20 torque screws holding on this bracket. Turn the ignition on and press and hold this button to fully slide the console back. Remove the rear lower console trim piece with your hands or a trim tool. Use a trim tool to release the clips on this bucket insert, then slide it back. Use a trim tool to release the clips holding on the cup holder assembly. If you have this module underneath your cup holder, use a T15 socket to remove the two screws holding it on. Slide the red lock down that's retaining the connector onto the 12-volt outlet, then depress the tab and remove the connector from the 12-volt outlet completely. Take your provided Boost Auto Parts harness and locate the end with the gray connector and black connector. Take the vehicle's original 12-volt outlet connector and plug it into the black connector on the Boost Auto Parts harness. Then, take the Boost Auto Parts gray connector and plug it into the factory 12-volt outlet. By doing this, this will keep your factory 12-volt outlet energized. Take the other end of the Boost Auto Parts harness and guide it straight down through the area depicted here. Be sure to pull all the slack straight down, including the fuse. Guide the harness towards the rear of the vehicle and pull all the slack through. Be sure to follow this harness routing exactly, otherwise the harness can get bound up in the sliding mechanisms. Remove the cup holder accent pieces, then pull the cup holder rubber liner out. Remove the T10 torque screw holding on the upper console. Remove the upper console bezel with a trim tool. Guide the wiring harness up following this routing and then pull the slack straight on through. Use a trim tool to release the clips holding on the bottom cover of the console lid. Depress in the two latches here while pulling out on the plastic to fully release it. Remove the factory rubber mat. Manually slide the console lid forward, then use a 3/8" drill bit to drill a hole for the wiring harness to pass through in this exact location. Bring your Boost Auto Parts charger into position, guide the connector through the hole you drilled. Keeping the console lid slid forward, open up the console and install two of the provided Phillips head screws to retain the Boost Auto Parts charger into the console assembly. Guide the harness down as shown here, then slide the console halfway down to access the lower two screws. Install two of the provided Boost Auto Parts Phillips head screws to finish retaining the Boost Auto Parts charger to the console assembly. Bring the Boost Auto Parts harness into position and plug it into the charger. Pull the additional slack up into the console lid area, then tuck it just as shown here in the video to ensure that the console retains slidability. Reinstall the console lid bezel cover. After this is done, we recommend testing the maneuverability of the console lid to slide forward and backward, as well as the full console assembly to make sure nothing is binding up while everything is still taken apart. Bring the rear console cup holders into position, then snap it down into place. Reinstall the T10 screw holding on the rear cup holder console insert. Install the cup holder rubber piece as well as the accent pieces that retain it. If your front cup holders had this module underneath, reinstall it with the two T15 screws. Bring the front cup holder insert into position, making sure the wires are not in the way, then snap it down. Slide the console bucket up, then line up the retaining clips and re-engage them. Reinstall the two T20 screws on the passenger side as well as the two T20 screws on the driver's side that retain the bin tray. Bring the rear lower console piece into position, then engage the trim clips. When engaging the driver's side, make sure the wires are clear. Have someone pull away on the seat bolster, then bring the trim into position and re-engage the trim clips. Bring the driver's side front trim piece into position, then re-engage the trim clips. Reinstall the 7mm bolt. Replace the trim cover over the 7mm bolt. Bring the driver's side upper dash piece into position. It slides forward, then latches down. Install the driver's side lower accent piece while snapping in the retaining clips. Have someone pull on the passenger side seat bolster, then bring the side console cover into position. Clip all of the connectors on the passenger side back into the trim piece. Re-engage the trim clips. Reinstall the passenger side front trim piece. Install the passenger side upper trim piece. It latches forward and then down. Install the passenger side lower trim and re-engage the trim clips. And just like that, your installation is complete. The charger is equipped with two modes. The default mode 1 will have a red resting light, and then anytime something is charging, it will change to a blue light. You can cycle between the modes by pressing the sub-flush button once. Mode 2 will have no resting light if nothing is charging, but anytime something is charging, a blue light will come on indicating something is charging. If you ever wish to fully turn off the charger, you can press and hold the sub-flush button for 3 seconds and the charger will totally turn off. Repeat the procedure to turn it back on. To get all the parts and accessories shown in this video, as well as other parts and accessories for your truck or SUV, check out our website at boostautoparts.com.